Welcome everyone to today's session. Let me begin by asking you to imagine a situation. Suppose you are planning to visit Kaziranga National Park in the state of Assam, India. Before even stepping out of your home, what do? You take your smartphone, search for the best time to visit, watch videos or jeep safaris, look at photographs of one-horned rhinoceros, read hotel reviews, and maybe even check travel blogs written by visitors from different parts of India and the world. Now think carefully. Before physically visiting Kaziranga, you already know so much about it. You have already seen it virtually, understood it, and even developed expectations. This shows us a major transformation in tourism. Tourism no longer begins when we reach a destination, it begins much earlier in the digital space. And this is what today's lecture is about, understanding how digital archives, mobile applications, and smart technologies are transforming tourism experiences not only in Assam or India but across the entire world. In today's lecture, we will move step by step to understand a system that you are already interacting with in your daily life. First, we will understand digital archives. These are systems where knowledge is preserved digitally. For example, data about wildlife conservation in Kaziranga National Park in Assam, historical records of the Ahom dynasty in Sivsagar district of Assam, or cultural traditions of Majuli, which is the world's largest river island located in Assam. When these are digitized, they become part of digital archives. Second, we will explore tourism apps. These include navigation apps, booking apps, and review platforms. These apps not only provide information but also influence our decisions where to go, what to see, and what to avoid. Third, we will understand smart tourism. This is where everything comes together: technology, data, infrastructure, and services working together to create a seamless and efficient tourism experience. Finally, we will examine challenges such as digital inequality, lack of infrastructure, and privacy concerns, which are important especially in developing regions. If we look at tourism in the past, it was very different. For example, if someone in India wanted to visit a place like Shillong in the state of Meghalaya, they would depend on travel agents, printed maps, and local information. Planning was uncertain and information was limited. Now compare that with today. A tourist planning to visit Shillong can watch videos on YouTube, read reviews on travel platforms, use Google Maps for navigation, check weather condition in real time. Similarly, someone planning to visit the Taj Mahal in Agra, Uttar Pradesh, India can check crowd timings, ticket prices, and even virtual tours before visiting. Globally, if someone wants to visit the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France, they can explore it digitally before physically visiting. This shows that tourism has become digital. It has become more informed, more accessible, and more user driven. However, it also means that we are becoming increasingly dependent on digital tools. Now, let us understand digital archives in depth. Traditionally, archives were physical spaces such as libraries, museums, and record offices. For example, historical records of the Ahom kingdom in Assam were stored in physical formats and could only be accessed by visiting specific locations. Now, these materials are digitized, converted into digital formats such as images, text, audio, and videos. But the most important part is how they are organized. Each item is tagged with metadata, details like date, author, location, and subject. This allows users to search and retrieve information quickly. For example, a researcher studying flood patterns in Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India, can access years of digital data instantly. Similarly, someone studying Indian heritage can access digital records of monuments like the Qutub Minar in Delhi or global sites like the Colosseum in Rome, Italy. So, digital archives transform scattered information into structured, searchable knowledge systems. Digital archives play a crucial role in preserving and sharing knowledge. First, preservation. Many historical materials are fragile. For example, traditional manuscripts or old wildlife records in Assam can deteriorate over time. Digitization ensures that this information is preserved permanently. Second, accessibility. Earlier, access was limited. Now, a student in a remote village in India can access the same information as someone in a major city. Third, democratization. Knowledge is no longer restricted to a few institutions. It is available to everyone. Fourth, disaster protection. Assam frequently experiences floods. If physical records are damaged, digital copies ensure that the information is not lost. Globally, similar risks exist. Fires, earthquakes, or conflicts can destroy physical archives, but digital copies provide a backup. So, digital archives are essential for protecting knowledge and making it widely accessible. Digital archives can be classified into different types based on what they store. Museum archives preserve artifacts. For example, the Assam State Museum in Guwahati, Assam, India, contains artifacts that can be digitized and shared online. Library archives include books, manuscripts, and academic journals. Universities across India and the world maintain such archives. Government archives store official records such as tourism statistics, policies, and conservation data. Cultural archives preserve traditions. For example, Bihu songs of Assam, India, or traditional dance forms of different regions can be recorded and digitized. Globally, cultural archives also preserve indigenous traditions in countries like Australia or Canada. Each type of archive plays an important role in preserving different aspects of human knowledge and heritage. Today, digital archives are accessible through various platforms. In India, platforms like the National Digital Library provides access to millions of educational resources. Globally, Museums like the British Museum in London, United Kingdom, provide online access to their collections. Organizations like UNESCO maintain databases of World Heritage Sites, including sites of India, such as Kaziranga National Park in Assam, and global sites like Machu Picchu in Peru. This means a student sitting anywhere in India can explore global heritage, and at the same time, Indian heritage can be shared with the world. This interconnected access to knowledge is one of the most powerful outcomes of digital archives. Now, let us move from digital archives to something that all of you actively use: tourism apps. Tourism apps are mobile or web based applications that assist travelers in planning, organizing, and experiencing their journeys. These apps perform multiple roles simultaneously. They act as a planners, guides, booking agents, and information providers. For example, if a person is planning to visit Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India, they may use one app to check the route from Guwahati to Kaziranga, another app to book a hotel in Kohora, and another platform to read reviews from previous visitors. Similarly, a tourist visiting Jaipur in Rajasthan, India, may use apps to book entry tickets for Amer Fort, check local transport options, and explore nearby attractions. At a global level, someone visiting New York City in the United States may use apps to book museum tickets, navigate subway routes, and read restaurant reviews. What is important to understand here is that tourism apps reduce uncertainty. Earlier, travelers had to depend on limited information, but now they can make decisions based on real time data and user experiences. So, tourism apps are not just tools, they are decision making systems that shape how we travel. Tourism apps provide several important features that enhance the travel experience. First, navigation. Using GPS based systems, apps guide travelers from one place to another. For instance, a visitor traveling from Guwahati city in Assam, India to Kaziranga National Park can use navigation apps to find the fastest route, check traffic conditions, and estimate travel time. Second, booking. Apps allow users to book hotels, transport, and tickets in advance. A tourist visiting the Taj Mahal in Agra, Uttar Pradesh, India, can book entry tickets online and avoid long queues. Third, information. Apps provide historical, cultural, and practical information about destinations. For example, while visiting Shivsagar in Assam, India, a traveler can learn about the Ahom dynasty and monuments like Ronghar and Tolatal Ghar through digital platforms. Fourth, immersive features such as augmented reality. Some apps allow users to point their phone at a monument and see a digital reconstruction of how it looked in the past. This is already being used in museums in countries like the United Kingdom and France. So, these features transform tourism from a simple activity into a rich, interactive, and informative experience. One of the most significant changes brought by tourism apps is the rise of self guided tourism. Earlier, tourists depended heavily on guides for navigation and information. If someone visited a historical site, they needed a guide to explain its significance. Now, with mobile apps, tourists can explore independently. For example, a visitor traveling to Majuli in Assam, India, can use maps to navigate between different satras, read information about their history, and explore at their own pace. Similarly, in cities like Delhi, India, tourists can visit monuments such as Red Fort or Humayun's Tomb and use audio guides available on apps instead of hiring a physical guide. Globally, in cities like Rome in Italy, tourists often use mobile apps to explore historical sites independently. This shift gives travelers more freedom and flexibility. However, it also raises an important point. While technology provides independence, it may reduce human interaction and the personal storytelling that traditional guides offer. So, self guided tourism represents both convenience and a change in the nature of travel experiences. In heritage tourism, apps play a particularly important role. Heritage sites are not just places, they represent history, culture, and identity. Without proper explanation, a visitor may not fully understand their significance. Tourism apps act as digital interpreters. They provide detailed explanations about history, architecture, and cultural importance. For example, a visitor at Shivsagar in Assam, India may see Ronghar as just a structure. But through an app, they can learn that it was one of the earliest amphitheaters in Asia built during the Ahom period. Similarly, at the Taj Mahal in Agra, Uttar Pradesh, India, apps can explain its architectural features, historical background, and cultural significance. Globally, in places like the Louvre Museum in Paris, France, apps provide detailed information about artworks, helping visitors understand their context and importance. So, apps transform heritage tourism from passive viewing into active learning. Now, we move to the central concept of this lecture, smart tourism. Smart tourism refers to the use of advanced technologies and data systems to improve tourism experiences in an intelligent and integrated way. It is not just about using apps, it is about connecting different systems so that they work together. For example, imagine a tourist visiting Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India. The system tracks the number of visitors entering different zones. If one zone becomes overcrowded, the system can suggest alternative zones to visitors through mobile apps. Similarly, in cities like Singapore, real time data is used to manage tourist flow, reduce congestion, and improve transport efficiency. In Barcelona, Spain, smart tourism systems monitor tourist density and adjust services accordingly. This means that tourism is no longer static, it is dynamic and responsive. Smart tourism system collect data, analyze it, and use it to improve experiences in real time. So, smart tourism represents a shift from simple information system to intelligent adaptive systems. To understand smart tourism clearly, we need to break it into its components. First, infrastructure. This includes internet connectivity, sensors, and communication networks. Without proper infrastructure, smart systems cannot function. Second, applications. These are the apps and platforms used by tourists. Third, data systems. These collect and analyze information from multiple sources. Fourth, services. These include ticketing systems, transportation, and information services. Let us consider an example. In Guwahati city in Assam, India, if a smart tourism system is implemented, internet connectivity allows apps to function. Apps provide navigation and booking. Data systems analyze tourist movement. Services like transport and ticketing respond accordingly. Similarly, in cities like Tokyo, Japan, all these components work together seamlessly to create efficient tourism systems. So, smart tourism is not a single technology, it is a system where multiple components interact. Smart tourism is powered by several advanced technologies. The Internet of Things or IoT uses sensors to collect real time data. For example, sensors can track how many people are visiting particular location. Artificial intelligence analyzes user behavior. If a tourist frequently searches for wildlife destinations, the system may suggest places like Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India, or Ranthambore National Park in Rajasthan, India. Big data analyzes large amounts of information to identify patterns. For instance, it can identify peak tourist seasons or popular destinations. Cloud computing stores and shares this data efficiently across systems. Globally, these technologies are used in cities like Dubai in the United Arab Emirates and Seoul in South Korea to create highly efficient tourism systems. So, these technologies work together to make tourism smarter, faster, and more personalized. A smart destination is a place where smart tourism systems are fully implemented. In such destinations, everything is connected: transport, information systems, booking platforms, and public services. For example, Singapore is considered one of the world's leading smart destinations. Tourists receive real time updates, use digital kiosks, and experience efficient transport systems. In India, cities like Delhi and Bengaluru are gradually adopting smart city initiatives that also support tourism. If similar systems are implemented in places like Kaziranga in Assam, India, tourists could receive real time updates about safari availability, weather conditions, and wildlife sightings. So, smart destinations are designed to make tourism efficient, comfortable, and well managed. Smart tourism offers multiple benefits. For tourists, it improves experience through personalized recommendations and real time information. For administrators, it helps in managing resources efficiently. For example, controlling crowd flow in popular destinations. For the environment, it supports sustainability by reducing overcrowding and optimizing resource use. For instance, in Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India, smart systems can help manage visitor numbers to protect wildlife. Similarly, in Venice, Italy, smart systems are used to control tourist numbers to protect the city's heritage. So, smart tourism benefits individuals, authorities, and the environment. Data is the most important element in smart tourism. Every action, searching for a place, booking a hotel, visiting a site, generates data. These data helps answer important questions. When do tourists visit? Which places are most popular? What do tourists prefer? For example, data collected from Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India can help identify peak tourist seasons and improve planning. Similarly, global tourism data helps countries plan infrastructure and services. Without data, smart tourism systems cannot function effectively. So, data is the backbone that supports all smart tourism activities. An important goal of smart tourism is accessibility. Tourism should be available to everyone, regardless of physical ability or language barriers. Technology helps achieve this. Audio guides help visually impaired users. Translation tools help tourists who do not understand local languages. Navigation tools assist differently abled individuals. For example, a tourist visiting Kamakhya temple in Guwahati, Assam, India can use apps for navigation and information. Globally, many museums provide audio guides and accessibility features. So, smart tourism makes travel more inclusive and equitable. Now, let us bring two important ideas together: digital archives and tourism. So far, we have understood that digital archives store knowledge and tourism apps guide experiences. But when these two are combined, something very powerful happens. Tourism becomes not just a physical activity but also an educational and immersive experience. For example, imagine a visitor exploring Majuli, the river island in the state of Assam, India. Instead of just visiting the Satras, the visitors can access digital archives that contain historical records, photographs, and documentation about the Vaishnavity culture established by Srimanta Shankardeva. Similarly, a tourist visiting Shivsagar in Assam, India can explore digital archives related to the Ahom dynasty, learning about their administration, architecture, and cultural contributions while physically visiting monuments like Rangghar or Tolatal Ghar. At the national level, when someone visits Ajanta and Ellora caves in Maharashtra, India, digital archives provide detailed historical and artistic context. Globally, museums are digital archives to enhance visitors' experiences. For instance, a visitor exploring ancient Egyptian artifacts in Cairo, Egypt, can access digital reconstructions and historical data. So, when archives and tourism are integrated, tourism becomes a learning process. Visitors do not just see places, they understand them deeply. To understand this concept further, let us look at a global example. The Louvre Museum in Paris, France, is one of the most visited museums in the world. Traditionally, people had to physically visit the museum to see its collections. However, today, the Louvre provides virtual tours and digital access to its artworks. This means a student sitting in India can explore paintings like the Mona Lisa without traveling to France. Now think about the impact of this. Tourism is no longer restricted by geography. Digital access allows people to experience global heritage from anywhere. At the same time, this digital exposure often increases in interest. A person who explores the Louvre online may later want to visit it physically. Similarly, if virtual tours of Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India, or Sundarbans in West Bengal, India, are developed, they can attract global attention and encourage physical visits. So, digital tourism doesn't replace physical tourism, it complements and expands it. India has also taken significant steps towards digital tourism. Through initiatives like Digital India, efforts are being made to digitize cultural heritage and promote tourism. For example, virtual tours of monuments such as Taj Mahal in Agra, Uttar Pradesh, India, or the Red Fort in Delhi, India, allow users to explore these sites online. Similarly, Efforts can be made to digitally promote destinations like Kaziranga National Park, Majuli in Assam, or Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, India. This helps in reaching a global audience. Tourists from different countries can explore Indian destinations digitally and plan their visits. In addition, digital platforms also help local tourism industries by increasing visibility and attracting more visitors. So, digital tourism plays a key role in promoting cultural heritage and supporting economic development. While digital tourism and smart systems offer many benefits, they also come with challenges. One major challenge is cost. Developing and maintaining digital infrastructure such as sensors, data systems, and applications requires significant investment. Another challenge is privacy. When systems collect data about users, there is always a risk of misuse. Technical issues are also common. Poor internet connectivity can disrupt services. For example, in remote areas like parts of Assam or Arunachal Pradesh in India, limited internet connectivity can affect the effectiveness of digital tourism systems. Globally, even advanced systems can face technical failures. So, while technology improves tourism, it must be implemented carefully, keeping these challenges in mind. Another important issue is the digital divide. Not everyone has equal access to digital technologies. In urban areas like Guwahati in Assam, India, people may have access to smartphones and high speed internet, but in rural or remote areas, access may be limited. Similarly, some people may not have the digital skills needed to use these technologies effectively. These creates inequalities. For example, a tourist who is comfortable using apps can easily plan and navigate their trip, while someone without access or skills may face difficulties. At a global level, the digital divide exists between developed and developing countries as well. So, it is important to ensure that digital tourism solutions are inclusive and accessible to all. The future of tourism is closely linked with emerging technologies. Artificial intelligence will play a major role in providing personalized recommendations. Virtual reality will allow users to experience destinations without physical level. The concept of the metaverse may create fully immersive digital tourism experiences. For example, a person may be able to take a virtual safari in Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India, or explore historical sites in Rome, Italy, without leaving their home. However, this raises an important question. Can virtual experiences replace real travel? While technology can enhance and simulate experiences, physical travel provides sensory and emotional experiences that are difficult to replicate. So, the future of tourism will likely involve a combination of both digital and physical experiences. Sustainability is an important aspect of modern tourism. Over tourism can damage natural environments and heritage sites. Smart tourism helps address these issues. For example, in Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India, controlling the number of visitors in different zones helps protect wildlife. Digital systems can distribute tourists across locations, reducing pressure on specific areas. Similarly, in places like Venice, Italy, smart systems are used to manage tourist numbers and protect heritage. Virtual tourism can also reduce physical pressure on sensitive sites. So, technology plays an important role in making tourism sustainable and environmentally friendly. Let us now bring everything together. Digital archives preserves knowledge, whether it is cultural traditions, historical records, or environmental data. Tourism apps help users plan, navigate, and understand destinations. Smart tourism integrates these elements into a connected system that improve efficiently, personalization, and sustainability. From Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India, to global destinations like Paris in France or New York in the United States, these systems are transforming tourism everywhere. So, tourism is no longer just about travel, it is about information, technology, and experience working together. Thank you everyone for your attention. In today's session, we explored how digital archives preserve knowledge, how apps guide our travel decisions, and how smart tourism integrates everything into a seamless system. From local destinations like Kaziranga National Park in Assam, India, to global landmarks like the Louvre Museum in Paris, France, technology is transforming tourism in powerful ways. As learners, understanding these changes helps us not only become better travelers but also more informed and responsible participants in the digital world. Thank you, and I hope this session has given you a new perspective on tourism in the digital age.